What you're about to watch is a clip from my BrandLytics training where I get together with entrepreneurs, thought leaders who want to build their brand using YouTube and making data-driven decisions to blow up their brand this year. Enjoy. Welcome everybody. Are we ready to get started? I'm excited. This is a fun topic. This is something that I obsess over. How do we get our 1 minute audience retention? It's a super geeky topic. Of all the things that that I try to teach when I'm doing presentations, this is the only thing that I get technical with: the audience retention curve, the audience retention curve, the audience retention curve. Like, remember this thing, pay attention to it. Look at your data, because it's easy to get lost in YouTube data, but this one is super, super, super important. Understand that YouTube's goal is to keep you on YouTube. Right? That's their goal. So the more you're keeping people on YouTube, the more they're going to promote your videos. And so many people focus on the entire video, which is important. But what often happens is if you get the first minute down really well and you're keeping people for that attention, they'll watch the rest of the video. If you go look at most of your curves, you'll see it's mostly flat or just slowly sloping down. But that first minute is where we tend to lose people. So people are often shocked. If you go look at your own stats, people are often shocked at how poorly their videos are doing in that first minute. So today, that's what we are talking about. Let me share my screen. Boom. Specific strategies that boost viewer retention. Ooh, I'm excited. Okay, let's dive in. So the goal is 70% at 1 minute. This is a really hard number to hit, especially consistently. Nobody hits this number consistently. Not inside thought leadership. I don't do it. Nobody that I've looked at does it. It's really, 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 really hard. And I've looked at everybody's channel, at least the big channels inside thought leadership, but it's still the goal. It's still that elusive, here's what we're working towards. And this curve, that's the audience retention curve. You'll see this on every single video. This is free inside YouTube Studio product. You can get lost again in the data, but this one is super, super, super important. And it'll show you basically where people are falling off. So wherever, here, whatever happened here, that sucks. Then that was good. Then that sucks. And then that sucked at the end. And then these little peaks here, this is what we're going to share to social content, right? We've talked about this in the past, but just quick refresh. This slide is one of you guys may have seen in the past. 1 minute retention. This video we did had 73% at 1 minute, has almost 3 million views on the channel. And this is what a typical curve will look like, right? It should be slowly just declining over time. And it's this part that we're really trying to optimize in this first minute, trying to make sure that we're keeping it not that big a slump. So you'll always get this. You'll always get this little drop here at the beginning. The key is not making that drop and losing 40% of our audience, which happens to a lot of channels. So here's something that we haven't talked about yet that I wanted to just bring up on your radar. TubeBuddy has a tool that I requested and helped them build called the Retention Analyzer. Now it's a little buggy, and they don't update it very often because they basically made it for me and some of the people who like using it. But it's not part of their core thing that like everybody's using it for. But if you are using TubeBuddy for split testing, right now, TubeBuddy is a tool that we use. We've done over 10,000 split tests on the channel, thumbnails, titles, etc. If you're on that program, you're on that package, I think that's $50 a month, something like that. It's not crazy expensive. They have something built in here as well called Retention Analyzer. So if you go to your TubeBuddy, you click on Data and Insights on the left, and then scroll down to Retention Analyzer, it'll pull up your most recent, it's not all, it says all videos, it's not, it's gonna be your most recent, I think 50 videos. And then you can sort by retention at various timestamps. So I'd say we sort by the 1 minute mark and see where you're at. And you can just get a sense of how well you're doing, which videos are performing well, which videos aren't, just to give you a sense, instead of having to go videos one by one, this will help you get an overall sense and see where you're doing well and which videos are not doing so well and where you need to make a few adjustments to help your channel grow. So I would definitely check that out. If you're on the package for the split testing, you're already paying for this anyway. So you might as well take a look and see which videos are performing well and where there's some room for improvement. Okay, so today we're going to talk about a lot of the do's, but Before that, I want to talk about some of the don't do. So these are the things you want to avoid when you're starting your video. Okay. These will destroy your audience retention curve. Intros. Hi, I'm Evan and I XYZ, right? No intros. Live stream welcomes are the worst. You know, a live stream, the first couple minutes usually really suck on a live stream. You're welcoming people, you're saying hi, you're asking about their day. That's great for a live stream environment, but not great for a YouTube video. Again, we're trying to assume that people who are watching our videos don't know who we are. That's our target audience. We're not talking to our subscribers. We're talking to our non-subscribers. This is the first time they're seeing you. So we want to hit them with something that's going to be really powerful. Don't do a sizzle reel. You getting out of your car looking fancy or on stage looking like a special person. Like none of that stuff really brings in a lot of attention. Call to actions. We don't want call to actions at the beginning because we lose people. You'll see a big drop in your audience retention curve. And then audio only. Audio only is really hard. I'm working on a couple strategies actually with some podcasters. Like, how do I turn my podcast into a YouTube video when I don't have video, when it's just an audio stream? And every time I've seen it, it's really tanked. But if you can make it visually appealing, I think there's a case. I think there just hasn't been a lot of innovation on the podcasting side for how you can play with visuals. So these are all the don't do's. Don't do any of these things. And if you're looking at your data and you're seeing that you're at 40% retention at 1 minute, you're probably doing one or multiple of these, and it's not helping your videos grow. Okay, so we just finished a breakdown of 990 of our videos. This just happened on Tuesday. So what day is today? Thursday. So 2 days ago. I haven't even gone through all the data myself yet, but I had one of my guy. I have a full-time data analyst on my team, and that's what he does: is goes and looks through our data and gives us suggestions on what's working, what's not working. And he compiled this giant spreadsheet of which videos are popping hard. You know, we're at 78% retention at 1 minute, and which ones are underperforming. And so I'm going to share with you some of the insights that we found today, which I'm excited because I didn't even know some of these things until Tuesday. Having a full-time data analyst really helps. So I'm excited. Let's dive in and look at some of the data. Okay, so that first minute, again, our goal is to capture attention. So multiple camera angles we found really has been helping. And this is some of the stuff that I used to do that I haven't done as much. It's shocking when you look at your data, you might find, oh, something I was doing back in 2019 is actually outperforming what I'm doing right now. And all of these numbers are for the past 90 days on my channel. So it's not lifetime of video. This worked. I've been around for 12 years or something. So it's not like this worked back in 2014 and it doesn't work anymore. All the stats is based on the last 90 days. So multiple camera angles. We did 4 transitions in the first 15 seconds, and that helped lead to 78% at 1 minute. Okay. Getting outside, switching up the background, having some color. Again, this one, 4 transitions in 18 seconds, 70% at 1 minute. So I'm seriously looking at, okay, what could we do besides just using, I love my studio, but besides just using the studio, what else could we use? Where else could we go? Now, some of this requires more editing. This one is pretty simple. This one, even if you're doing it yourself, you could just do different camera angles. For the intro, this is only for the first minute. Don't worry about making it highly produced. I value editing, but I think ultimately it's going to be your capabilities to pull out great information. It's going to carry the day. But in that first minute, especially, the editing can make a difference to hook somebody's attention. So you could do this even if you're filming on your own. But if you have somebody as a camera operator helping you, you can move to the side, move around, just have different angles. And again, just getting outside if you can, if it's warm. We got summer, right here. So can you do anything outside to just shake up the background? Just to make it a little more interesting, a little more appealing. One hack that Bilyeu loves doing for his ads. If you don't know Bilyeu, he's one of the experts on advertisements. So YouTube ads, Facebook ads, etc. Is go look up in your city, what are the top places that people like to go to, and then try to film there. So it takes more time. It takes more budget. It takes a team to maybe help you. But if there's an interesting background, so I'm in Toronto, there's, the CN Tower, there's Niagara Falls, there's, different places. But if you look at the top places people like to visit, and then that happens to be in your background, that could help just get people interested at the beginning. Fast cuts. So here's an example where we did 10 transitions in 21 seconds, where we're doing a preview of things to come. And this is something that after looking at the data on this, we're going to be playing with it. Instead of longer clips, doing coming ups, leading with shorter clips, but more of them, as opposed to longer, more in-depth clips. Really, that first minute is people are justifying their time with you. I don't know who you are. I like the topic. Do I want to watch this video? It's like people will skim an article before they read it. That's what's happening right now. So if you can give them a chance to skim the video before they watch it, you can hook them in. So this is something we're going to be playing a lot more with. After seeing this, I just instructed my team, hey, I want our next 2 weeks of videos on the top 10 channel. I want to be doing 10 cuts for each one. And let's see if we can play this out. So think about your own videos, think about your own content. You don't have to have 10 rules, but how can you take some of the highlight moments and instead of just 1 or 2 highlight moments, go for 5, 6, 7, 8 highlight moments that are in more rapid succession to say, okay, there's a lot of meat coming up in this video. I want to watch it. So this was really mind-blowing for me. This was some experiment we did, I don't know, back in 2016, just as a one-off, and never went back to it for whatever reason. It's like, wait a minute, that actually worked. Let's go back and look at it. And when you have 10,000 videos like I do on my channel, there's a lot of data to pour through to get some interesting information. So super fast cuts. I would definitely play with some of these for your videos. If you want to see this full video as well as train live with me twice a month to blow up your brand, join the BrandLytics training program. There's a link to join right there next to me. Continue to believe. I'll see you there.